everybody. My name is Ghost Dog. If you don't know who I am, well, someday you might learn. Let's see if a few people get in here. I do ask you to retweet this out, share it out, and tag your as many ghost groups as you know, because I've been hearing something going on out here I don't like and I don't understand. So when you don't understand something, the best route is try to figure out what's going on. So and I'd like to hear your opinion. I want now. What is the fight exactly about? I don't know, and I really don't care. The point is, why are we fighting? Now I know I said I was going to do this a while ago, and by gosh, here I am, bored off my brain, trying to take this on head on. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, retweet this, tag some groups out there that's in the paranormal field, and let's do this. Let's get to the bottom of this. Find out if it's just one group hates another group, or is it really people think one group is better than another group for whatever stupid ass reason. That's what this show is going to be about. So while I wait, I hope the two people are that are in here. First of all, thank you for the likes. Greatly appreciate it. Uh, I'm a little white today, aren't I? Damn. I should put some color on my face, or am I really that white? I don't know. Huh? Who knows? Yeah, we're gonna debate this a little bit. We are going to debate this just a tad bit. So, and while we're waiting for people to show up, what do you guys think of my banner there, huh? What do you guys think of my banner? Y'all like that? Just got done putting that together. Kind of threw it together, as you say. Just kind of threw it together. I think it's kind of cool, to be honest. I have no idea whose paranormal equipment that is, but I decided to use it. I have a picture of paranormal equipment, but I couldn't find it. So I said, fuck it. You know, all paranormal equipment's the same. It doesn't matter what it is. Paranormal equipment's a paranormal equipment. Right? Right? Right. Hey, cute kitty kitty. Back making spaghetti and meatballs. Meatballs. Well, doggone. Last night I made I don't know what the hell did I make. I made something. Tuna salad with cheddar cheese blocks. Actually really, really good. Filled my shit right up. Filled it right up. Gave me a thumbs. I greatly appreciated it. Appreciated it. I like it says paranormal versus paranormal. Why? So we're gonna see if some people get in here that's in the paranormal field. Maybe kind of give me a heads up. Tell me what the hell's going on. Dr. Ghost Dog's in the house. We're gonna try to figure this shit out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, 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 right. 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 Meatless meatball. What the hell is a meatless meatball? Ain't no meat in it. Ain't a meatball. Don't call something meat if it ain't got no meat in it. That drives me nuts. Why vegetarians do that? It's a veggie burger. Don't call it a burger, a veggie burger. Well, no, actually do call it a veggie burger. Just don't say substitutes meat. No, it don't. It tastes like crap. All you're eating is a big old bunch of grass smacked together, and then you're calling it a burger. It don't taste like a burger. It don't look like a burger. It ain't a burger. It ain't meat. Meat is meat. Steaks, meat. Hamburgers, meat. Hot dogs, meat. Meatballs, meat. Y'all want to live a very short life and be white as a ghost? Go ahead, eat all the vegetables you want. I don't care. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat is what I say. All right, come on, people. I know it's kind of early, but I figure I'd jump into this. I never know what time to actually jump in here. I go too late, everybody's asleep. Go too early, everybody's still working. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. Oh shoot! I need to find people that could post. I know there's a lot of paranormal groups out there to start posting. All you do is go to mine, retweet my post with the quote, and in the quote just tag anybody and everybody that has to do with paranormal. We're gonna find out what's going on. We're gonna find out what's going on. Oh shoot! You bought the meatless meatball. That just not. You know what? That just doesn't sound right. It just does not sound right at all. Well, I know I'm sore all over. My shoulders hurt. My butt muscles hurt. My hips hurt. My arms hurt. Last night or yesterday, we had gotten, well, over the night yesterday and the day before, over then, we got about 8 inches of wet, heavy ass snow. The kind you just take your hand, drop it on the snow, crunch it up, and you got your snowball. You don't even have to pack it, it's already there. And we have a big backyard. I had to shovel that out. Then I had to shovel the driveway out so we could get the car out. That car would have got, well, hell, there was snow piled up around the back end of the car from falling off the car. Yeah, stupid me, I did it in one take, and I just shouldn't have done that. And I'm paying for it today. That's for damn sure. I am definitely paying for it today. So we're gonna see if people pops up. I like I said, I don't understand. I honestly, I wish somebody would at least tell me what the fight is even about. I might be just doing this show for nothing, but you know what? No, I am doing it for something because first of all, we shouldn't be fighting against with ourselves in our group. Paranormal people shouldn't be fighting against paranormal people. It just shouldn't be happening. Nah, I just need some good old Tylenol and I'll be good. Wait a couple days, muscles will figure out. Hey, you're not supposed to be that sore. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna stay away from that. We're gonna stay from that. I haven't done drugs since I was a teenager, and smoking marijuana and that. I'm okay. I'll live. I got to talk about something. That's why I'm complaining. I think I'm dying slowly though. Ah, hell. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. I wish that wire would have came in just a little bit. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Does it? Does it really matter? No, no, it don't. I know why because I used the lens blare instead of the Gauss blare. I should have used the Gauss blare, but that's okay. It'll still work. It'll still work. You get the gist of what's going on. Oh yeah. going to get some more people in here, and I'll ask a couple questions I want to ask. And one of them is going to be, of all the professional hunters, all the ghost hunters out there, paranormal investigators, enthusiasts, researchers, and whatnot, whatever title you want to give them after the paranormal part, who do you think is a professional? Who would you classify as a professional? Curious. Yes, the thought does count. Absolutely cute kitty kitty. Absolutely. You know what? While I'm waiting for people to show up, uh, I'm gonna go tinkle. Be right back. All right. There we go. I am back. I learned a long time ago in my old age, never, ever, ever, ever fight Mother Nature. Mother Nature says you gotta go pee, you better go pee. You better go pee now. Okay. We're just kind of waiting on people to actually show up. That's what we're doing. Took me a nice little nap. So it's Friday. What are you guys gonna do this weekend? What's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody? Somebody? Well, what's everybody doing this weekend? Now we can get enough people up here if you want. I will open up the Zoom and we'll get a panel going and we'll talk that way. Review your points. I just want to know what's going on. I honestly want to get going on because, like I said, I'm very partial to the paranormal world. I am an investigator myself. Been doing it for multiple decades, for many decades, I should say, and know quite a few people in it. Turned people into investigating and whatnot. Helped people over the years, even with equipment and stuff like that. Those who like to get into it. Hello, Kevin Johnson, Saturday in Canada. Doing some Tim Hortons and YouTube videos. Ah, that's cool. That's cool, brother. That is cool. Tim Hortons. Haven't heard that name in a long time. I'm trying to think if I've ever eaten at a Tim Hortons before. I know I've slept in their parking lot before. I know that. Like I said, folks, you're in the paranormal field or you know people in the paranormal field, get over, retweet my post that I got it pinned, and put a quote on it, and tag as many paranormal people you know, and tell them to get over here. Let's find out what this crap is all about. I want to know what's going on. I don't have. I've always put a disclaimer out. I don't know everything, but I do know common sense, and I do know about the paranormal world. I've been in it for multiple decades. I don't know everything. Don't need to know everything. I know enough to keep me my ass from being possessed most of the time. The do's and don'ts. Some do's and some don'ts. See, when it comes to paranormal investigating, there is really no set rules. There really isn't. Now, there's general suggestions, absolutely. Like for instance, you don't want to be wearing shorts investigating an old place because you could get hurt, you get scratches, you might get bit up by bugs. Who knows? You don't know what's in that building. You don't know what kind of diseases and stuff like that. You want to wear proper shoes. You don't want to be wearing sandals into a freaking homeless house because you don't know what's on that floor. It could be glass, nails. You stub your toe against something. And now you're talking safety stuff. And I'll tell you what, those uh, rabies shots, those son of bitches hurt. They hurt. My grandfather got them. I saw the needle that goes into you. It's a big ass needle. So, Treasure Woman, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know if you're somebody that's changed your name or if you're new, but welcome to the show. Well, like I said, there really isn't. Maker passed away. I'm thinking decaf coffee right now. My decaf maker, or my coffee maker passed away. Rest in peace. That's funny. Yeah, besides, coffee will stunt your growth anyways. But like I said, there is no real rules to paranormal, folks. There really isn't. Now, I've seen people out there saying all ghost hunters should know so many words. Why? Why do we need to know 30 Pacific words? It doesn't make you any more professional. It just makes it you know big words. That's all it does. I've seen people like, well, I've got all the equipment that ever is. I'm a professional. No, you're not. You're just somebody that has a whole lot of money and is able to buy the equipment. I'm telling you right now, going ghost hunting, you need three things, and that's it. Just three things: a tape recorder, well, not tape, what they call it, DVR now, digital voice recorder, a flashlight, and a camera. That's all you need. And I guarantee you, I could name off a whole bunch of stuff in your house that'll work better than a $200, $2,000, $5,000 piece of device, and it'd be better proof than that. And you probably have it in your cabinets right now. Absolutely. Just about every household has certain items that you need. You can make homemade stuff. Again, 10,000 times better than the most expensive equipment out there. All your fancy infrared, spectrum lights, laser lights, and digital voice recorders that cost $5,000. Why? I'm telling you folks right now, just because you've got tons and tons of paranormal equipment doesn't make you professional. It does not make you professional. It just shows everybody that you got freaking money. That's all it does. It shows people you got money. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I dares yes. I double, triple, quadruple dare you to tell me I'm wrong. Now, the only difference I will never call anybody a professional because here's the general rule on the professional paranormal investigating. To become a professional paranormal investigator, a professional that knows about ghosts, the last I checked, you might want to be dead because no one knows 100% about ghosts. No one. There are theories, there are ideas, but that's all it is. That's why it's so hard for ghost hunters, investigators, paranormal groups to try to prove there's ghosts because nobody's ever really gotten a good freaking evidence. And the best evidence in the world is have a an apparition come walking through the wall right up to you and start answering questions left and right, and then just disappear on your ass in front of 10, 20 people, all recording the same thing. That's going to be about the best evidence you could get. Now, are there evidences of pictures and apparitions of ghosts and stuff like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I bet you they couldn't do it again. So they're not professionals. They got lucky. Paranormal investigating is really a luck thing. It really is. It's more luck than it is experience. You know, common sense will tell you, hey, go to a creepy ass house where a lot of people died. You're likely to get something. You don't have to be professional. You just know that information. Best part of being a paranormal investigator is knowing where you're going to, what the history is. Nice. I've been dead twice. I've been killed twice. A lot of people don't know that about me. It is true. I've been dead twice. But that doesn't make me a professional. Doesn't make me a professional. Now, are there people that know a lot about ghost words and demonology and stuff like that? Absolutely. But they're not professionals. They're just well studied. That's all. They studied. Doesn't make them professional. The only way you're going to get a professional investigator at all, a paranormal person or group, is they all have to be dead. They have to have been dead, done investigations in their death and stuff like that to become a real professional. Then they'll know what the hell they're talking about because they'll know where they come from, why they're here, what the substance is, all kinds of science questions. None of them can answer that. Well, you knew people, you knew your parents. You know, now are there paranormal groups out there that fake stuff? Yes, absolutely. But then again, you put up a video, I guarantee you, I could find people that say you're fake. Doesn't make you bad or good. Just makes you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you're just looking for fame. A lot of paranormal shows, that's exactly what it is. It's to make money to become famous. I mean, I could name a group right off the bat that I absolutely have no respect for with anymore. The first 2 years of their career, I absolutely had the biggest respect. But after that, they're nothing but actors. That's all they are. Nothing but actors. They're scripted and they make a ton of money. You know, if somebody says, "Oh, I got a professional group because I have a psychic, I have a medium." Okay, you say so. You say so. I know a lot. I know a few people out there that claim to be something that they're absolutely not. Hell, I know one person in particular that claims to be something and absolutely is not. And I've known them from 4,000 subscribers. Collie and I, we talk about it all the time, and she goes, "Just leave it alone." I said, "Yeah, I do. That's why I don't make that big of a deal. That's why I really don't name names." But there are people out there that come off and buy dolls and products and whatnot, and oh, they're a professional psychic, they're a professional medium, they're a professional this and this and that. Well, I can tell you right now, some of these people that have dolls, they're not haunted at all. It's just a doll. It's just a doll. Well, this doll is over 100 years old. I got three of them that are over 100 years old. Doesn't make me a professional. This piece of item is supposed to be cursed. You got to keep it locked up and away from people. There's only one group out there I'll actually respect when it comes to that, and that's Lauren and Ed Warren. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Those, if there was going to be any professionals out there, it would have to be that group. God bless their souls. God rest their souls. Because there were more than just investigators. There were more than just demonologists. There's a whole lot more to that group. They were unique, very rare, and you'll be hard pressed to find anybody like them again. You really, really will. I mean, they spent most of their life doing that stuff. And when they locked something up, there was a damn good reason. Damn good reason. You know, I could tell you, people are like, well, if you take it or take it home, you'll be possessed and all this and this and that. Well, you know what? You ever heard of Egyptian curses? Do you know how Egyptian curses actually work? Do you guys ever heard of voodoo? You know how those curses work? Manipulation. Manipulation, folks. 90% of all cursed objects, all curses, all uh, objects and stuff like that is manipulation. You go walk up to this here and I don't tell you it's cursed, it's not cursed. If I turn around and make you think this device right here in my hand is cursed and everything else, and I talk enough stories and then put stories behind it, I can make this the most cursed item in this whole house. But it's not, it's just a device. Yes, ma'am. See, I could name my daughter as a cursed item, but I won't.
Why?
I don't know. Every time she comes in here, you never know what color her hair is going to be. It could be green, purple, blue, pink. You've done pink before, right? Yeah. You've never done blonde, though, have you?
Yeah.
You done blonde?
I'm done blonde. I'm done really light blonde.
Dumb blonde?
Sure.
That was what you just said, dumb blonde. You've done blonde.
My natural hair color is blonde. It's like a dirty blonde.
If y'all are wondering, this is my daughter, Miss Sage. You've probably seen her in the past before. She doesn't come on that often. She likes to come in, say hello to me.
I'm Casper.
She's Casper. I can tell you a story about Casper.
Told me a story about Casper.
I had an ex fiance that her nickname, she worked for the U.S. Marshals, and her code name was Casper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it is cool.
That is so cool.
It was even scarier when she knew exactly where I was one day and called me up and told me to get the hell out of there. Yeah,
She lives by her name.
Yeah, she was right above me too. She was flying in a plane over my area.
Oh my god.
But that's a story in itself. That's another. That's a story for later. Yeah, it's just funny. You know, I see these people post stuff up there. This place is so haunted and everything else. There's activity every night. No, I'll pay you $1 million if you could do it. Hell, just give me $1,000. I'll do it. I'll stay. I'll spend a month, folks. Places are only scary because you let it be scary. You got to remember, 99% of all haunted places, you're not going to get hurt. And and about good 50-60% of that people that do get hurt in those places, if you look into the story, you'll find out is what they did wrong. They panicked, they ran, they stumbled, they weren't paying attention, and yet they'll blame a ghost on it. Paranormal is an extremely hard field to prove yourself because, like scientists, the only way you could prove something in the ghost paranormal world in the sciences, you got to be able to do it over and over and over and over again. That's when people will believe you. You know, so we already have that against us in the first place. Why go after other people in paranormal groups? You know, if they're screwing up, talk to them personally. Don't be yelling them on social media. Get a hold of them, and then what I would suggest is, hey, explain to them. We've already got a hard time doing this. You don't need to fake anything. Nobody needs to fake paranormal. Paranormal is as real as just you and I are just sitting here watching me yap my mouth. Spirits are real, absolutely. Because what is spirit? Energy. Y'all believe in energy, don't you? Any scientist, any medical doctor will tell you straight out we're made of energy. It's how our body runs. And if you know your science class, Einstein said energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Take the latter part of it. Cannot be destroyed. So when our body host dies, where does that energy go? It doesn't just die with the body. It just floats out there. It's energy. And that's why we use special devices to find those energies. Now, what makes ghosts able to show themselves? What makes ghosts able to communicate with you audibly so you can actually hear them, as we would call it, disembodied voices? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It does happen though. I edit for somebody or a couple of people that I could show you absolutely hand down proof that what disembodied voices sound like. I can show you what shadows look like. Doesn't make me a professional. Doesn't make them a professional. They got lucky. Paranormal hunting is literally it's luck. It really is luck. That's all paranormal is. It's a lucky hobby. And if you're able to manipulate and convince people of things enough, you might get a TV job. But here's the problem with that. How'd you get that TV job in the first place? By convincing somebody you're BS. Now you got to keep that BS up. Because if they really go with them and do a legitimate hunt, that TV show is going to cancel it out right away because I've said it multiple times. Just because the place is haunted doesn't mean it's going to be haunted 24/7. There's very, very few places in this world that you can actually go in every day at any time of the hour and have activity happen. It is so you'll get struck by lightning 5 times before you find a place like that. And then I've had people, I watch these shows, these paranormal girls, and every show's got something happening. Well, first of all, I guarantee you it didn't happen overnight. Absolutely guarantee you. Second of all, the best group that would explain exactly what goes into a 15, 20, 30 minute show is Ghost Hunters. I don't know if you guys remember them. They take all kinds of equipment. Best thing you do. The more equipment you got, the better. The better chances you are to actually catch something. But the problem is, you do a 3 4 hour investigation, up to 8 hours. You got to add that to every piece of equipment. Now, if you got 20 devices, think about that. 20 times 8, what is that? My math sucks. I don't have my phone, my cheater phone with me. 20 times 8. That's how many hours of stuff you got to go through and sit and listen, sit and watch, and then rewatch. That's not counting rewatching. That's just one time listen through. And I don't know anybody that could pick up a DVD and go through and say yes or no in one shot, because you can't do it, because you may not hear it the first time. The slightest distraction will pull a sound away. So you got hundreds of hours of footage and whatnot to go through, and somewhere in that, yeah, you might, if you're in a well-known, active area, the chances are you're going to get something. And now all you have to do is start splitting that up, piece it up, put it together. Now you got a show, and guess what? You do that every other day or every other week. Every show is going to look like it's got activity, and it's going to make you look like a professional. It's going to make you look, oh my God, this person is fantastic. Oh my God, this person knows every show they do, they got activity. Huh. Some of these shows you watch, I guarantee you didn't see it at all. I guarantee you they probably went to 2 3 places before they got enough material, enough evidence, as we would say, enough evidence to actually put a show together. You're not seeing the other stuff where they're just sitting there and nothing happens. Nothing. 160 hours. 160 hours. It's ridiculous. So it goes back to, why are you guys fighting each other? What is it that makes you fight against each other? Because I already said there is no professionals out there. There's experienced, there's educated, but they're not professionals. If it's one has more equipment than the other, I've debunked that. I could show you best, the best hunting equipment, and it's all you already own it. I absolutely guarantee you own stuff that will be better than a 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 piece of equipment. It isn't the equipment. Like I said, just because a person has every equipment in the ghost store doesn't make them experts. It just makes it so they tells everybody they got money. Somebody's well sponsors them, or they just make a whole shitload of money and is able to afford that shit. Doesn't make them any better. Doesn't make them an expert. Well, this person's always going out. Well, again, it goes back. They got money, or they got sponsors. They're able to get out and do that. And there's people like me. I have all kinds of equipment. I know quite a bit about ghost hunting. Why don't I not put them up, put a video up? Why am I not got a TV show? I can't even get a job because I don't have a car. You know? And when we do get out, where do we always go? We go to the cemetery. That cemetery is haunted as fuck. I'll tell you that right now. Every time we go there, we get something. It's crazy. So it ain't equipment. isn't necessarily the place you go to. So why the arguments? Why are you arguing against each other? I want somebody to tell me or try to explain to me, why am I hearing rumors that we're fighting against each other? Why is the paranormal group fighting against? What is it that's going to make them fight? Anybody tell me? Anybody have any theories? I sure like to know it. Again, let's get to the bottom of this. I need some milk. I wonder if Sage's got any more antacid. Antacid. I've been getting really, what do they call it? Not heartburn. Overactive acidy acid in my stomach. Doesn't make a difference what I eat. It don't make a difference. So anybody got any 2 cents they want to get in on this? Anybody? Somebody? Again, I know I'm coming kind of early, but usually there's some people that are not working right now. This is important. This is an important debate. This is important stuff we need to get into because, again, folks, paranormal groups have enough problems as it is. We don't need to be fighting against each other. We really, really don't. Because there's nothing you could show me that makes you better than the other guy. You say their show's debunked. I guarantee you I could debunk your shows. Not every one of them, but I guarantee you I could find stuff, reasoning. Doesn't make you a fake. Doesn't make you bad. It just makes it that you were misunderstood what you were looking at. You know, there's some very, very powerful stuff that the mind can do to make you believe absolutely 100% that something is real. And then you get somebody experienced like me, which is just experience, not a professional, just experience. I could explain to you 100 other ways why that happened, what's going on. You know, when I do EVPs, that's usually my thing now, is doing EVPs. I've actually said it multiple times. I said, you watch me. If you want to know it's real, just watch my expression because when I get surprised or really shocked, that shit's real. The other stuff, I won't even phase. I can hear a sentence going on and won't even phase me because I kind of know where it's coming from. It's the rare instances to where I'll go, or I'll just start getting this shitty ass grin in my face because what I just heard is legit. Because I've done debunked everything in my head as I'm going along. I know where it's coming from. I know how it works. Again, doesn't make me a professional. It just knows it's experience. You know, some people. That's another thing I hear people say. Well, they've got a they've got years of experience. You know, that makes them a professional. Experience, years of actually doing it doesn't make you better than the person that just started. Half these shows out here that are got their live TV shows and getting paid very well. I've been doing it 20 years longer than they have. Do you see me rich? See me with my own show? No, they just know how to capitalize on it. And again, it goes back to, well, they get to more places. Well, that's because they got great sponsors or they're rich themselves and they're able to get out. Doesn't make them better. A person one day, brand new into the paranormal field, has certain equipment, could go into the most extreme house, catch the best evidence in the world, and never investigate in their entire life. I've seen that done, and they're better investigators than these quote unquote professional investigators on TV. There's two types of paranormal investigators. There's the type that's making money, that want to make money, and then there's one that wants to just get answers and help people. You know which one I'm going to follow? The ones that gets answers and help people. They don't give a shit about the money. They just want to get answers, and it's what they want to do. I don't give a damn how much equipment you have. I really don't. Because again, I can show you some stuff that's in your own house that's better than some of these multi-thousand-dollar pieces of equipment that ghost stores sell, and much better. Like I said, I know one in particular that nobody ever really, very rarely takes with them, and it's the best evidence. You get something through that, and you got a camera on it, and it just happens. You got the best evidence in the world. I don't care what you caught on video. I don't care what you caught on audio. You get evidence of that substance being manipulated, you got the best evidence in the world. And you know how much it cost you? Probably about $3. You go to the store, you buy it, and you probably use it in your cooking, use it in your refrigerator. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody have any idea what piece of equipment that most, I would say 90% of all households have? What would I be naming as the best ghost hunting equipment out there? Anybody have an idea what I'm talking about? Again, you go to a dollar store and pick it up for $1. Anybody? Anybody? Any guesses? Oh, you probably wouldn't for cooking. I was thinking something else. FM radio, very good, but it's not. It's not the FM radio. That'll cost you more than a couple bucks. Baby powder or baking powder. You take baking powder or baby powder and shake it on the floor where you're hearing walking, which you could buy from a dollar store for $1, and you get something to walk through that and leave actual evidence. I will believe that before I believe what you show me on a video of a ghost going by, because a ghost going by, an apparition going by, there are so many different things that could have made that happen. Something walking and leaving footprints, and you got a camera on it, and there's nothing there but yet footprints that show up. You can't debunk that. You can't debunk that. I dare anybody to try to debunk footprints walking through baby powder if you got a camera on it and you see it appear. You can't debunk it. And like I said, just about everybody's got baking powder or baking soda in their house. Like I said, that is probably the best piece of equipment evidence than these multi-thousand-dollar pieces of equipment out there that they're selling. Now, these other equipment, are they worth it? Yeah. It just gives you more stuff to catch evidence with. But of all that equipment, if I were to look at it, the one I'd be paying attention to is they had baby powder. That's the one I want to pay attention to. The other stuff, it makes it really hard to prove 100% it's something. It really, really does. And you know what? Nerd is right. FM radio. Uh, Put it on the white noise. White noise is a station that's what exactly is white noise again, nerd? I forget. It's a dead channel. It's basically what it is. There's nothing there. There's no broadcast. Nothing's happening on it. Nothing's bleeding into it. It's just a dead channel. And if you could play with that, and you start getting voices on that, Yeah, you're gonna creep me out. You know what? I'm not going to even argue that point because autism, and autistic people, uh, you got to remember their minds are not wired like a normal person's mind. And what's the most powerful tool you can use in any investigation is your mind. You can use it for good and you can use it for bad. And if you're tuned right, uh, and you may not even know you're tuned right, your chances of catching something is a lot higher than most people's. And autistic people, I mean, my gosh, how many people could drop a box full of matches and look at it for a couple minutes and then turn around and tell you exactly what's in it? Their mind's wired differently. Look at cats, animals. Here, I explained the reason why cats, my theory of why cats and animals can see spirits versus human beings, is because they're not taught to believe that there isn't no such thing. Also, the fact that their eyesights are different than ours. They can see different spectrums than us. For instance, I don't know how many people know this. Dogs can't see color. Dogs cannot see color. They only can see black and white, and that's it. Now, there are millions of different shade degrees between black and white. That's what a dog is doing. But there is no color for dogs. Cats, I really don't know that much about cats and what their vision's like. Somebody would have to actually explain that to me. But I would assume it's something similar to that. They're able to see infrared. For instance, uh, if you ever go into a haunted place and you want to see spider webs, the best way to catch spider webs, take an infrared light with you as you shine it, because spider webs will show up in infrared. Even though you can't see it in your own face, you can see it with the infrared because bugs see in infrared, so they see that web. Hello, hello. You know, like I said, I don't understand why people are fighting. I really, really don't. We should be helping each other. If somebody's got more equipment or has ideas or experience in certain areas, help the other person that's getting started. Tell them where they're going wrong. Don't just turn around and start accusing them and start telling everybody, oh, they're a fake. They may not be fake. They just may not just know what they're doing yet. You know, I really want to know what's going on. I don't know. Folks, honestly, I don't know what the fight's about. But there is a fight going on in the community. And it doesn't just be one or two people. I guess it's a whole bunch of people doing this. That they're bashing each other. I mean, I could bash some people, but I'm never going to do it. Paranormal folks, we have enough bashing without having people, other groups coming in and bashing us. It's called skeptics. Oh, Brandy, what apps are you using? Let me ask you this, okay? That's a whole show in itself. Honestly, it really is a whole show in itself. I want to give you my theory and my suggestions on apps. Don't use them. They're exactly that. You paid to use them. Now, there is an exception to that. There are a couple apps out there that are legit, but you're going to pay through the nose to use them. Most free apps are nothing but games. You can get yourself in an isolated, totally cleansed, blessed, sage room, electric field to protect you from anybody or any fields to come in, and I could take an app, any of these apps, and I could go in that room. All I have to do is wait a few minutes, and it'll start talking, and I don't even have to ask a question because there's a word bank in all these apps, and it's designed to spit out these words. That's why I don't trust apps. The only ones I will give some credence behind is necrophonics. There's another one out there it's called Death something. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I spent a weekend at the hotel at the Oregon coast. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Are you talking about the underground tunnels in Oregon? If you're talking about the underground tunnels in Oregon, uh, that place is legit. Because you got to think about how many murders were committed. The ghost talker, I don't trust. I don't trust a ghost talker. That's my personal thing. You really can't go too wrong with the Necrophonic app. But if you really want a legit thing, do what Nerd said. Get yourself an old radio that's got a knob that you could turn. Go to the FM side and just go back and forth in the white noise and ask questions. You get a response out of that. I want to hear it. Hope Spirit Box. All right, let me see what a Hope Spirit Box. I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I don't know if it's. Let me take a look at it real quick. I think that's the one I was talking about. I was calling it a different name. The only question I have is, does it have a word bank? If it's got a word bank in it, you really cannot say 100% that the thing is real. I don't like word bank apps. If it's got word banks in it, it's designed to spit out words. You don't want that as try to prove the evidence of spirits talking. If the device has any type of word bank in it, right there. Pick a soundless. I'm looking at how does the HSB one work. Well, pick a wordless sound bank. Well, it already tells you there's a sound bank in it. So would I download it? Nope. I just don't. If it's got a sound bank in it, I don't want to use it because it's got a word bank in it, and that's what makes it so unreliable, and that's what makes it so easy to debunk. It's hard to debunk an SB7. It's hard to debunk a Phasma box. It is hard to debunk some other devices, SB11, whatnot. Apps, if it's got a word bank on it, you'd lost me. And that's my personal opinion. I'm not going to beat you up because you have one. I'm not going to beat you up if you think that's it. No, I'm not going to do that. Why the necrophonic? It's got a word bank. Why do I give credence? I told you, I don't give 100% credence to a word to the necrophonic. But I understand where it was made and who made it. Okay, I'm telling you, folks, spirit boxes are not that expensive. And if you're going to become an avid hunter, investigator, researcher, enthusiast, and if you got a real cheap. All you need is what, like 4 RAMs or 8 RAMs and a Windows 10 or better uh, laptop, and I think you could pick one of those up extremely cheap. Why not? I absolutely believe in that, nerd. I absolutely believe in lucid dreaming. Matter of fact, half my stuff that I do, my designs, is for my lucid dreaming. I just don't call it lucid dreaming. The creator on YouTube created Hope Spirit Box. What is your thoughts on? Like I said, I would have to look more into it and stuff like that. I've heard of it before, and I think that's the one I was talking about. But I thought it was called Ghost something another. I could be wrong. There's only two or three devices I would absolutely use as and not question in a heartbeat, not question at all as a legit EVP. And like I said, I'll name them: SP7, SP11, and the Phasma Box program. Again, a Phasma Box is not an app; it is a program. There is no word bank in it. It works the exact same way as an SP7 does, without the headache. It plays in reverse, it plays forward, and the Phasma Box actually has a unique feature in there that will translate everything into Latin. Some of the best EVPs I've ever gotten in my life is literally in the last year from the Phasma Box, and I've showed you people that. If you haven't seen it, I got to figure out how to find that thing so I can show you guys. Bring it up so you guys can see it. I wonder if I got it on my videos. Hold on a second. Let me check something. All right, it's going. It's loading. Ba, 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 ba. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Hmm. What the hell is this? Oh, damn. I didn't even know I had this. I have a glowing Phasma box. I didn't even know I had. Yeah, the only way you're going to find it is go through my things. Wow, I went from 6 people down to none. What's the matter? Did I piss some people off? Sorry. Sorry. I'm only going to speak the truth. Oh no, cute kitty, kitty, do not go by my stance. It's your decision. Do not accuse me of being the one to say no, don't get it, because everybody is different. Everybody could be unique. For instance, anybody can use a dowsing rod. Anybody, anybody can pick it up and hold it in their hands. Few people can actually make it work correctly. So what I would do is, if it doesn't cost you anything, use it. See how it works, and then do some research. Where is it coming from? Let it play by itself without saying a word. See how many times it says a word, a certain word, and then judge for yourself. One thing you will see me tell anybody is not to get certain stuff. I'm going to just give you my opinion and my thoughts on it, and then you just go from there. I am not the end ruler and judgment and all. You know, there are a lot of people out there that seem to take pleasure in that. Like, oh, don't get that. That does a wire and all this and this and that. No, I'm not going to do that to you. What I want to do is explain it, what I know about it, and how a lot of these apps work, and then you just take it from there. Okay. So don't get me wrong on this, folks. Do not get me wrong on that. On my phone, I have GhostTube, Ghost Talk, Necrophonic, and some other one, SBS or something like that. I can't forget exactly. Why do I have this on there? Because they're fun. Will I use it as a legitimate evidence for something? No, no. Because what is it? GhostTube uh, with the stick figures. I could explain, and I've actually pissed off some really good friends with it by debunking what they were looking at. And they're like, "Oh, there's nothing there." Well, actually, there is. Look at your background. Look at the shape of what's in the background. That makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. That there, you need an eye to see figures. I'm over here looking to my left, and I could, just by looking at a few things, I could come up with maybe six, seven, eight, nine different things that that stick figure program would pull out as a person standing there, but it's not. It's just the way things are built up behind it. Got the triple 888 on a $20 bill. Huh. I'm trying to keep with you guys a conversation here. Y'all losing me, and that doesn't help. I'm for some reason I'm going to tell you guys something. Don't freak out, okay? Let me do the freaking. I watched a documentary. It was on people dying, and scientists have pretty much come up with a 10 ways of knowing you're dying, knowing your body shutting down. For instance, do you know you start dying before you actually die, way in advance? And scientists and doctors have figured out just about everybody that has died has gone through this, so they're pretty sure. One of them is if you're in that stage when you're taking a nap, you're not taking a nap. You're practicing to being dead. Your body's practicing to being dead. I know it sounds stupid. I'll have to find that show and get the guys to that show to watch it. It'll blow your mind. Uh, there's a whole bunch of stuff that your body does in preparation to dying. A body doesn't just die unless, of course, there's accidents, suicide, and stuff like that. The S word, ooh, banning me. But you know what I'm saying. People killing each other, that murder and stuff like that. That's the exception. But on a natural cause death, uh, it prepares itself. Death actually prepares itself long before you actually pass. Did you guys know that? I didn't. I just learned it here about 4 or 5 days ago. You actually are passing before you actually pass, and your body actually goes through a shutdown sequence. And if you're well aware of the shutdown sequence, you have a pretty good idea. So now I'm paranoid on that because a lot of the stuff that was in that list is happening to me now. You're like, I never took naps. Well, no, that's not true. I used to take naps all the time, so that's out. Uh, Being able to stay awake for hours like you used to when you were younger. What's the other one? Your eating habits. You don't need to eat that much anymore. I blame it on shrunken stomach syndrome. You don't eat that much. You don't have food, that much food in the first place. Your stomach will naturally shrink, and you don't eat that much. Well, I really don't eat that much. I can eat one. When I used to be able to eat two, three bowls of some of my favorite foods, I eat one bowl and I'm full. You know, and according to this documentary, that's supposed to be one of the signs that your body is shutting down. Uh, when you're sleeping, there's a muscle in the back that keeps you able to breathe. Well, because it's getting tired and it's wearing out and shutting down, it'll collapse on you as you're sleeping. It's just all kinds of stuff. Your skin, your skin will start coming translucent. You can actually see your features under your skin. Well, thank God you can't do that. But it is my skin is getting thinner. I can tell that just by looking at it because I can see more blood veins than I've ever seen before. You know, just scary stuff like that. I have to be careful because I'm doing exactly what people do to other people. I'm being manipulated and I let my own mind get the best of me, and I got to stop that shit. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to live to be 500 years old. That's all there is to it. One way or another, I'm going to live to be 500. Unless somebody helps me speed it up a little quicker. Because I ain't to self harm. I'm not into that. You guys will have to look it up. It just came out here a couple weeks ago. Like I said, I use YouTube all the time for all kinds of weird shit, and I just haven't seen that. And I think it says, I think the title is ways of knowing you're going to pass. Scientists have figured out why people die and how. And like I said, there's a list. And what they basically came up was if you're dying naturally, you're passing naturally, your body does shut down way before starts shutting stuff down way before you actually pass. And it's kind of trippy. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that right now. It's a trippy thing to watch, and because it makes you evaluate, especially older folks like myself. You you start thinking about, am I doing this? Am I doing that? And like the sleeping thing, like I said, your body is literally practicing being passed every time you take a nap as an older person, according to the scientists and the doctors. And I thought, oh shit. But then I got thinking, I was like, you know what? Kids take naps all the time. Matter of fact, I think in Japan, isn't that they it's mandatory for them to take a nap for an hour? Doesn't mean they're passing. It's just that the way their body's structured to operate. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody seen that on YouTube yet? By the way, if you're just here for the first time, thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate it. And if anybody's wondering why I don't have my why you can't find the cash thingy or whatever it's called for the donation thing, because I don't have it on. I turned mine off. If you want to donate to me, want to give me a tip, donations, just hit my link up above. I got a thing. Go stock. Take good care of yourself. Go back to your ZZ Top life of paranormal. Oh, I will. Summer's coming up, you know. I've been talking to Colleen and whatnot. We're going to try. We're going to get the HHR fixed. Matter of fact, uh, she got her taxes, and what we're waiting on now is for me to cut the bolt off. Well, I'm waiting for it to get a little bit warmer, or able to get underneath the car so I can knock that bolt off. because I'm not screwing with it. I'm just going down to the hardware store. I'm buying a grinder pad that's specifically designed to cut through hard metal, cast iron, okay, and cast aluminum. I'm getting that. I'm just walking that bolt off. I'm going to take off what that defective device piece, and then I'm going to get a drill. If anybody knowing drill? This is a good question I want to ask you. Anybody out there know drills, drill bits in particular? What would suggest a type of drill, name brand or whatever, to drill holes through uh, an engine block? Was it aluminum block or something like that? What would you suggest? Anybody got any? Hey, Colleen, how you doing? I ain't worried about me. I already told everybody. I said just roll me in the ditch. I'll be fine. Everything goes to this family, anyways. But yeah. So then what I want to do is I want to drill the 3 holes, and then we're gonna bolt that bitch on there, and then we're Colleen's gonna get it dragged over to a shop, and then they're gonna get a new battery in it, replace the E cable in it, possibly the starter, replace the hubs, the brake hubs, and the brakes on the back of the car. And once that's done, get that bitch to fire up, and a number of things going to happen with that. One, we're going to be able to travel legally and safely. Uh, I'll be able to get my DoorDash job so I can start making some money in the house and get people to work at the same time. So we're heavily relying. I know poor Colleen, she had to buy 2 different types of chargers because for some reason in this house, our chargers for our wireless or cordless drills and grinders and saws, the chargers have disappeared. And there's 2 different kinds, and they both disappeared. So Colleen had to order one from Amazon. We got the other one from Walmart, and we charged up the batteries. It works. It works. So now we just need to get the actual cutting tools and the correct drill and go from there. Once I tighten everything up there, get the one replaced. Like I said, Colleen's going to have it dragged off somewhere, and in about a week or two, we should have the HHR up and running, and then we'll get it licensed and insured and liability. The cheapest insurance we can find on it, and we'll be good to go from there. I'm not talking about the drill itself. The drill bits. I want to make sure I get the correct drill bit because anybody could get a drill bit. But like I said, I'm going to be drilling into the block, at least around the triangle shaped thingy. And I want to drill those holes out so I could put bolts through it and then clamp it tight that way. Hello, Elizabeth Flood. Hello, how are you doing? But yeah, I'll tell you what. You want to see somebody gun ho on one getting this thing? She's getting tired of it too. Because that freaking Malibu, if it isn't one thing, it's another. I'm telling you right now. I don't know if you guys heard it. If I've talked about it. Colleen can back me up. You need 2 keys to start that car. Literally, you need 2 keys. One that actually goes to the ignition, and then you need the one where you got to pop the hood, hook it to the batteries, and jump the battery. Give it enough juice, the battery enough juice, so you could take the ignition key and actually start the car. Anytime and we're talking, what, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, right, Colleen? You walk away for 10, 15 minutes and think you're going to go back to the car and just start it up without the jump. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I know she just spent almost $300 on freaking headlights. Brand new freaking headlights. And the bad part is you couldn't just buy the bulbs. Or the plugs. That particular model of Malibu, you had to buy the whole assembly, which cost like $150. Well, close to it. Actually, Colleen and I are we kind of do that. It's just that you know mobility and accessibility and being able to do it in time. Because she's working her butt off. If I start doing the DoorDash, we need to get a set financial in there, finance into this house, so where we know what's going to be in the house, what we're going to have extra. Because a lot of these places we go to, it costs money, and it isn't so much that it costs money to go investigate the place; it costs money to get to the place. You know, you don't just go to an investigation and start hunting. You need stuff. You need hydration. You need some substance to eat. You got to have backup batteries and stuff like that. All that freaking costs money on every investigation. You just don't buy one set of batteries and figure, okay, I'm good for 3 or 4 investigations. No, normally you need to change them out in one investigation, if not multiple times in one investigation, depending on how bad the energy is being drawn. You know, I Colleen and I both have seen it where we know something was fully charged. Matter of fact, it happened in the garage. One of my lights, brand new actually. It wasn't even the older one. It was the new one, the new yellow one. It was one of these. Okay, very powerful work light. And I got another one I just bought when I moved here, a yellow one. It was fully charged. Okay. Second, her battery in her camera, new camera battery. So it wasn't old or anything. Fully charged. We were in the garage maybe 15 minutes. Both of them. Battery and the light went out at the same time. Just in 15 minutes. Which should have lasted for hours. But it didn't. So you got to be prepared for that. And that costs money. I mean, your major weight when you go investigating is going to be batteries. That's going to be probably the heaviest stuff. So you do want to kind of have 2 people to go with you. One that's going to actually carry all the freaking batteries, like 40 pounds of batteries, and the other one to carry all the equipment. Or make a shitload of money and get sponsors and hire a crew to go with you. Paige, our youngest, will go with us, but she gets bored real fast and she wants to get out. The second youngest, uh, she's a teenager. She's gonna do. One time she'll be up for it. Next time she won't. The other adult in the house, she don't want anything to do with it, even though she thinks she knows about it, but she doesn't want to do anything about it. So it's just the 2 of us. Or if we have some friends come up and visit us, we'll go out that way. What the hell was that? Something just shot my CPU up. Hmm. I want something fired up in here and I don't know about it. Oh yeah. Right now I'm charging a. Oh, hold on. Let me do it this way. Oh, that charged fast. I have one of these. I love these things. I love it better than the EMF or the K2. K2 is just all it does is just flashes lights and that's it. And just about anything can set it off. Even just holding it will make it go off. You can adjust it. You can adjust it for your surroundings. You can adjust it for the fields, EMF fields around you. You know, whereas this Cambridge K2 will, you can adjust it. It's got audio. It's got visual. It's got digital readouts. Uh, everything you need, and it will adjust to whatever device. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting in front of this computer system. You can imagine the electromagnetic coming off this here, right? The frequencies. And when I lit it up, sure enough, it lit up red. It was blinking. It was full barred. Well, as soon as I adjust it, now I could turn it on, and it's not going to read anything because it calibrated for everything in here, adjusted for everything that's around me. So now if it goes off, something new was introduced to the field. That's why I like a Cambridge. And the Cambridges are not that expensive. They're really, really not. But like I said, you know, just because you got a lot of equipment doesn't make you a professional. Doesn't make you an expert. It just shows me that you got a lot of money. Okay? That's all it does to me. And I don't care if you know how to use all the equipment or not. It doesn't make a difference. It just shows me you got extra funds to buy all that equipment. Somebody going out with a flashlight, a digital voice recorder, because I don't think they make tape recorders anymore. Uh, your cell phone for camera. Don't need a really expensive camera. And some baby powder. You're good to go. You're good to go. And something new I showed about Colleen did not know. Now this one costs you about 60, 70 bucks. Okay, it's a DVR. It's made by Olympus. I don't know the exact amount. If anybody's interested, just get hold of me and I'll tell you. About 60, 70 bucks this here. But what's cool about this is you could stick a pair of headphones in there. You know, those little plug-ins, earbuds. Stick it in here, hit record, and start recording and asking questions. If something gets caught on here that you catch, you see people that go back and they'll listen to it to see if there's anything there. Well, no, 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 no. You can actually hear it as it's recording. So if there's responses, you're going to hear it. And what's even cooler is you'll actually see if something's being said. It'll show you in the digitals. So that's cool, and that's what's cool about the Olympus. It's why I like it. What's up with the title? Paranormal versus. I'm talking about people. Uh, this fighting that's going on that I'm hearing about. People are going after people. Groups in-house fight, not people from the outside attacking the paranormal group. It's the paranormal groups attacking other paranormal groups. Why? Why? That's what I want to get down to the bottom of. Why? Why are we attacking each other? We have enough issues with skeptics and debunkers that are not in the field. Why would you want to fight against each other? And that's what goes to what I was just talking about. Is it because I don't know? So I'm just throwing ideas, theories out. Why I think what would be reasons for, and they're stupid reasons. Because you got more equipment than the other person? No. That's basically what it comes down to. Everybody thinks they're better. Just because they're popular, they think, oh, they're the best. No. You just got a handsome or cute face, and that's all there is to it. Has nothing to do with your experience. Look at me, I'm dog ass ugly, and I guarantee you, I've got more experience and more knowledge about paranormal investigating than some of these rich ass kids you see on TV. Money doesn't make you an expert. Popularity does not make you an expert. Thank you, cute kitty kitty. There are no experts. There are experienced, there are educated, there are book learned people out there. Absolutely. I could name off a person, one or two people right now that know more about a certain aspects of paranormal investigating than I will ever know. Now it isn't because they have more experience. No, they just studied it. I don't need to study it. I don't want to study it. If I need to know about it, I will study it before I go into the investigation. Or I'll bring one of them along with me. Having tons of equipment doesn't make you an expert. Doesn't make you better. No, it does not. Because I told you, five, six equipment, some of them right in your own kitchen, you already have. Oh my God. Cute kitty kitty. I come with a high price now. And don't let Colleen know that because she'll sell me. But yeah, like I said, when people say they're better than somebody else, you might want to ask them what makes you better. And if they name equipment, nope. If they name, oh, I know more words than the other person, nope. I've been to more places than the other person, nope. I have more followers, more subscribers, nope. I have a TV show, definitely nope. Because now you're getting to the script part where you're being scripted. All my evidence is real. I could debunk about 99% of all paranormal investigators stuff. I could find problems with investigators stuff. It's very, very rare that I'll say, yep, this is absolutely legit. We already had our first storm. That's why my back, my hips, my arms are hurting me right now. I'm really sore. It dumped. We were supposed to only get 5 inches. We got 8 inches. And Colleen had to work and whatnot. So I had to get up early and I shoveled the fuck out of that and shoveled the back of the car. And like I said, what piled on top, the 8 inches that piled on top of the car, because it warmed up, slid off and literally buried the back end of the car. The back end was buried right up to the hood, to the trunk lights. And so I had to dig all that out. Then I had to dig out a huge area all the way out to the driveway, to the alleyway there, so we could at least back up and get into the alleyway. The alleyway is still not plowed, which is surprising me because we usually there's somebody that runs a truck or something down our alleyway and clears the alleyway, but they haven't done it. But I noticed something too. I ain't gonna be proud of myself. Are you kidding me? The only thing I'm proud of is I can piss, and if I eat the right foods, I can fart too. It's a hobby. That's what paranormal is. It's a hobby. And like I said, there's a famous quote out there, and it's by somebody you guys know. He's been on just about every paranormal show there is. Why? One, he's a father, a priest. Can I name him right off the bat? Absolutely freaking not. Give me a second and I will find it. No, I could do better. Uh, let's see if I can find it. It wasn't too long ago he put it out there. And this comes from a great friend of mine.
People's doors and saying, "Can I help you?" and being
Okay, Does anybody know who this guy is? I know you guys seen him. If you watch paranormal shows, you've seen this gentleman right here, Bishop James Long. Okay, he's been on just about. He's about one of the very few priests or bishops that will entertain paranormal folks in the paranormal world. And my my brother, I call him my brother, my friend, my good friend, Mr. Drew, 303 Paranormal TV, got to do a live interview with him. And Drew asked a question and was thanking him. Listen to his response. Now, he worked with people that you know that are really, quote, famous paranormal investigators. He worked with them. Listen to his remarks.
Investigators are not the people on ghost hunters or ghost adventures. That's not the paranormal celebrities. The paranormal celebrities are the people who are knocking on people's doors and saying, "Can I help you?" and being away from their family and friends so they can help families who are really going through this difficult time. Those are the true paranormal celebrities, not because you have a camera on. And did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's not a paranormal celebrity. That's an actor.
There you go. There you go. Remember that, folks. Cameras don't make you good. Your heart, your ambition, your reasoning for doing the paranormal is what makes you a celebrity. As Bishop James said, it isn't how much money you got. It isn't how many people you got filming you or following you. That isn't what makes you good. It's your purpose. It's your reasoning. I mean, he couldn't have said it better. He really couldn't have said it better. And it's coming from a bishop. You know? Incredible. So think about that, folks. So if anybody out there thinks they're a professional, you might want to ask some questions. There's no reason to be fighting amongst us. There really isn't. There really, really is no reason for anybody in the paranormal field to be fighting another paranormal investigator, enthusiast, hobbyist, researcher. There's no reason for it. So knock it off, folks. Support each other. If you see a paranormal group that seems to be doing something wrong, don't go in there thinking you know everything. Give them suggestions. Give them ideas. Tell them what works for you. Tell them what doesn't work. What are the consequences? You know, I've seen some paranormal groups, they figure all they're going to do is taunt and provoke spirits. Why? You can't see a spirit half the time. You can't hear them half the time. And they can physically move things depending on the type of spirit. Why would you want to piss off a spirit you can't see, you can't hear, and they can actually move things? Anybody? I wouldn't. And I have experience. I'm a pastor myself. But I sure in hell is not going to start provoking. Now, do I provoke? In a fun way, a safe way. There's safe ways to provoke. But you get some of these idiots, and the reason they're popular and when they're doing it is because they're popular. And they figure, oh, let's just take the consequences. Well, they're not showing what happens to them afterwards. Because I guarantee you, a lot of these famous people that are famous for taunting have shit happen to them, to their families, to their friends. Something is going to happen. If they get the right spirit, hell yeah, something's going to happen. You just got to remember, spirits were human beings at one time. And I have a strong theory. I have friends that will back me up on the theory and believe in the same subject. Spirits are no more than are no different from what they were when they were alive. The only difference is they don't have a body. Now they're spirits. They're going to have the same attitude. the same remarks, the same triggers as they did in life. I'll be damned I want to go find a spirit that was an MMA fighter and then go provoke the hell out of him. Because if he figures out how in the spirit world how to actually move stuff, I'm going to get my ass kicked. Just tell it to go away. Put your foot down. Tell them they're not welcomed. You know, I don't care who you are. Just don't ever come up to me and say you're a professional. You know something more than other people. You know more than other people. Because that's a bunch of bullshit. That's what it is. It's strictly bullshit. You may know some stuff that I don't know. Absolutely. I'm not a demonologist. I don't care to be one. So do I know about demonology? Not really. I know enough to get me to keep my ass safe. If it gets really intense, I'm going to call somebody up that does study it, that does practice it, that does know about it, knows what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to demonology. But when it comes to other spirits, I know a lot more than they do. You know, experience helps to make you a better paranormal investigator, but it's not required. It is not required. Equipment, having all kinds of equipment, definitely has nothing to do with making you a good investigator. It just shows everybody you got money and you're able to save to get money, or you got sponsors. That's all it does. Doesn't make you a professional. Doesn't make you an expert. It just makes you got some cool toys. But I could get some cooler stuff for $1. That all those thousands of dollars of equipment can never 100% back up. Where this dollar item, something happens through that, and you catch it, I'll be better than any $10,000 piece of equipment you got out there. I don't care how fancy your cameras are. I don't care how fast your equipment is or how much it costs. A $1 piece of item that most households have is a billion times better than all the equipment out on the market right now. You know, I'm one, if you know anything about me, I don't like REM pods. I think they're stupid. They're a waste of money. I really, really do. I'm not going to beat you up because you got one. You know, I think it's cool. I've actually used it a couple times. But to me, it's just a waste of money. Are they useless? No. They work and they do their job. I have this 50-cent piece of equipment. It does the same thing. Well, I don't have any energy. Look at that. There we go. I have the same thing that does this. The only difference is this one doesn't have a speaker on it. For another 50 cents, maybe 10 cents, I could go down to some hardware store and buy a speaker, wire it in there. Now when this thing goes off, it'll go beep, beep, beep. All under $2. I got a whole bag I just found that had not even been opened yet of these. And what's cool about these, you see how small they are, right? Real small, little wire. I get about 15, 20 of these. I get into a room, I could place them all around the walls, all the windows, the doors, and everything else, and not by me. And when the spirit comes in, guess what? I want to see that spirit actually coming. A REM pod, a piece of equipment, that's one item that you spend hundreds of dollars on, is just one item. The spirit has to get practically on top of it to make it go off. Anybody catching on to what I'm saying? It isn't the cost. It isn't what type of equipment it is. It's what you're using. This here, how many have these things? They're cat balls. These are what, a dime a dozen. And if you get some brand new ones that are not defective or old or wearing out, you place these things, and if they just start lighting up, especially on command, it's better than any piece of equipment you got. Plus, you can tell it to roll it, and if it starts rolling by itself, here you go. Okay, that kind of freaked me out. So, there's just a lot of stuff. I've told friends of mine, I consider friends, they're well known out there, and I've told them for years, for 2, 3 years straight, I said, why don't you guys get yourself an altimeter, anometer? What it is a wind gauge. So when you see windows or doors start opening and whatnot, all you do is walk up to it with this wind gauge, and if it's blowing, it's wind that's doing it. If there's no wind, besides her butt, if there's no wind and it's still moving by itself, you guys probably got something. You see a cord start swinging by itself. You take this wind gauge, which it will only cost you a couple bucks to get, put it up to it in the area, see if there's any wind being blown whatsoever. If there's nothing, and you can show that on camera, and it's still moving by itself, I'm gonna believe that before I listen to somebody's voice saying, "There's no wind. We're not there." And it's funny. A lot of these professional TV shows, what's the one thing they don't have? Is that wind meter. But yet they will be first to claim and make everybody believe, oh, that moved by itself. It's moving by itself. Just by word of mouth. You guys remember in high school or grade school, the old pencil trick, making a pencil move with just your hands? Anybody know how that actually works? Very light breath. Even breathing through your nose. Just part your lips just so slightly. And with your hands, you can actually direct the wind. It doesn't take much. If you get a perfectly balanced pencil or pen, you can make that pencil move around and nobody will be the wiser. They'll think you're actually doing it by your hands. It doesn't take much force to move things. It really doesn't. Things falling by themselves. I want to watch that video camera footage. And I want to see it before it ever fell and then the after effect. Here's what I'm looking for. How was it set up? Do you know you could set something on a table or cabinet or something like that and it won't move for months, if not years? But the thing is, it's falling. It's just that it's set just right where it's moving, but it's moving so slow, there's no way you can do it. You catch it. And then if it gets just to the right point, when you try to stand something up, gravity's going to take it, and all of a sudden, boom. But you usually see it already in its position start falling in the first place. Who's in the bathroom? Of course you are. She always goes. Sage ticks me off. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Every time I got to go tinkle, she's got to go tinkle. I got to go tinkle. Get out of my tinkle spot. I'll be right back, folks. Doggone you. Oh my gosh, I'm glad you said something then.
Alright, you guys. He's going tinkle. I'm waiting for him to get out. I was supposed to take a shower and he thought I was in there. I'm trying to pee. No.
entertaining people.
No.
I'll get on there. It's like, who's that lady? Ah. Oh. Yeah, when it comes to the debunking stuff is actually fairly easy. The debunk stuff, you got to use common sense and use a little science. That's all you need to do. It ain't that hard. If you want to make something really popular, take acting classes. Make people believe your shit. Just be prepared when you come across people like me. There's a gentleman on TikTok right now that he posts paranormal pictures all the time. Of all the pictures I've seen, and I try to do it, but I know how he's working. He's gonna believe what he wants to believe, and that's all there is to it. He won't take any other judgments. So I don't ever comment on it. That's why you never see me repeat it or retweet it or make too many comments. And those kind of people, you really don't want to. You want to stay clear of. Don't bash them. You know, everybody's allowed to believe what they want to believe, and that's all there is to it. But I could tell you right now, I would say a good 90% of every picture he's shown can be explained. Now, is it real? Could be. But I could come up with about 10 other reasons why that picture is there in the first place, what's on that picture. And the biggest one is don't ever show me a misty picture when in the background you got somebody with a cigarette. Don't show me that picture. Don't even bother. Just throw it out of your collection. And don't go like, oh, well, that guy was sitting 15 away. I don't care if he was sitting 50 feet away. You have somebody back there with a cigarette. That's why when you do paranormal investigating, don't be smoking. Stay away from that frickin' smoking. And if you're going to smoke and you're doing your videotape, anything that's misty, you better debunk it right off the bat. Don't claim it because you have no idea. See, smoke from a cigarette is mysterious. If you ever watch smoke and how it actually works and what it does, and in certain lights, I can make this thing look like a spirit just by moving it certain ways. Catch the light just right. And it'll look like a ghost. I can make a figure. That's called matrixing. Your mind does matrix a lot of stuff. See, your mind's developed, needs to understand, and needs to have an image out of nothing. You cannot. It literally, the fact it blows your mind. You've heard that statement. The brain can't function if there's nothing there. So it takes whatever particles it can grab and form an image out of it. It's just the way your brain works. So that's why you describe that as, like I said, with the stick figures. Not all stick figure videos are real because if you look at what's behind it, you can explain what that thing is mapping. It don't take much to map a figure on one of those stick figure apps or programs. It really doesn't. It could be just about anything. It can make a stick figure. It's the ones that where there's absolutely nothing there and it's moving around and grabbing people's hands and getting up and walking around. Those are the ones that, okay, they got something. Well, your mind does the same thing. And so your mind will matrix images inside pictures that's not there. And the only way you really find that out is one, have a good eye, know what the hell you're looking for. Two, If you got filters, use them. You'd be surprised what a filter, an imaging filter, will do for a picture. Run it through it. Just about everybody's got uh, some kind of editing program on their phone. Especially, I know all iPhones have them. It's called Clip. You take a picture, you throw it on the clip, and go through every single filter. You're gonna get different views of whatever image you're looking at, and it will pull out stuff you never thought it was there. There's one image. I edited a video for 303 that had a full blown spirit in the background. Now, if you watch the video, you'll never see it. But because that my eyes are trained to see that stuff, I saw something there. You still really couldn't see it. So I threw it on my filter system, and I'll be damned. There's a figure right there. And in different filters, you can actually see the head, the body, the chest, and you can see its spine coming from under its ribs. And you see it move across the screen. So it wasn't something that was behind it. It was an actual figure. And the only way you really see it is watch it through the filter system. And once you know what you're looking for, now you'll see this thing just start moving all over the damn place. And it's like, holy crap. What I would like to do someday, don't get me started, cutie kitty. That's my ghost chasing video. Yeah, I remember that. What I would like to do though is I like to get a couple people together. Now, I'm not going to take credit for the idea because it's not my to, 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 to claim. It was actually done by another group, but they haven't done it in so long, and they didn't do videos. They only did strictly photos. It's been about 3 years since they've done it, and as far as I know, it's not going to be brought back. So I do want to bring it back because I enjoyed it, and it was getting a great response, and people were sending stuff in. So I want to do that, but I want to get a couple people together. I want to get a skeptic, a hardcore skeptic that knows science and has common sense. I want to get a really well seasoned investigator, enthusiast, and whatnot. And what I don't, and because I got time, I want to do videos. I want people to send me videos. I mean, we'll do some pictures, of course, but the rules are we are not going to put anybody down. Anybody puts anybody down, we're gonna bounce them. We're gonna bounce them. I'm not gonna play that game. They never did, and I respected the hell out of them. I was lucky. I was an honored guest, a special guest that came up one night, and I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I want to do it again. I don't know what to call it, but I know what I want to do. You know, and I think it'd be fun because I know there's hundreds of people out there that have images and footage. They would love to have somebody else to are willing to have it analyzed by other people. And if it gets really good, we'll send it off to professional in that area. You know, professional what do they call it? Photographers, people who deal with films and deals with pictures and whatnot. Because there's plenty of universities that have those stuff out. I would love to do that stuff. I really, really would. And if you think you got something out there on my person when I'm doing a show myself, you got a video that you're 100% sure it's fake or it's not real, show it to me. Somebody's claiming Die Hard, and you want to get a second opinion, basically, throw it at me. I'll look at it. I've got no problem. I'll do that in a heartbeat. I love doing that stuff. I do it all the time when I'm watching TV. Ask Colleen. I'll go down there and I'll say, yeah, I know how that was done. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't get excited over everything that happens. It's the very unique things that get me going. Like this room, there's always something happening going in this room. Every day, there's something happening. Ask Colleen. I don't go down around there. It's the unique stuff that really gets me to where I'll go downstairs and I'll say, Colleen, you got to come upstairs. I don't know how many times I've dragged Colleen upstairs, say, sit here, bring your recorder, let's do a spirit box, whatever, and we'll just sit here. And generally, we do get something. We really do. I don't get overexcited. Hello, oh my gosh. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. But yeah, be careful, folks. And I'm asking you, as a fellow investigator myself, as a seasoned and many years in the paranormal field, don't judge other people's paranormal abilities. If anything, help them, correct them, but don't be bashing them. Don't make a big deal or a show out of, oh, that investigator is, that group is a bunch of bullshit, it's fake and this and that. Don't do that. We have enough issues as it is. We don't need to be beating other people up. I don't care who you are. You don't need to be beaten up because I'll tell you right now, I could find faults with your group. Everybody has faults. Everybody. Again, I'll run it down. Doesn't make a difference how much money you have. It doesn't make a difference how many subscribers or followers you have. It doesn't make a difference how much equipment you have. None of that makes you better than another person. It really doesn't. I know some investigators out there that are a whole lot better and nobody knows who they are. And they're 10 times better than, I would say, 70% of the shows out here. That's well known, well popular. People are buying idols on them. Oh, this group was at my place, and if you want to look at it, you got to get permission. No, you're not allowed to look in that room no more because that investigator went and investigated. I seen this on TV. I was like, are you fucking nuts? Are you that that stuck up? All you're doing is feeding into their ego. That's how they got popular. All right, Kevin, you take care, brother. Stay safe out there, all right? Again, folks, not not asking, not begging, just putting it out there. If anybody's wondering why I don't have my what do they call that thing? I keep forgetting what it's called. The cash thing where you push a button to donate. If you're wondering why I don't have one up, it's because I don't want it, and that's a personal thing to me because if somebody's gonna donate to me with their hard ass working money, which they worked their ass off for, you kind of have to expect to get your full donation to that person that you're doing, that creator you're donating to. Well, if you use that cash thing that YouTube has, you're only donating 50% of your proceeds. You're giving money free to one person and only half of what you donate. So, like, say you donated $20, you only donated 10. The creator only gets 10 of it. YouTube gets the rest. That's why I don't. That's why I strictly have my PayPal, which is the link up there, and my Cash App if you want it. I'm not begging. I'm just letting you know. So if you're looking for that thing, sorry. It's not expected, but greatly appreciated because I don't. I have a job right now. Not until after we get that car fixed. Right, Winnie? Our husky just came in. Hello, Miss Winnie. What are you looking for? There's no food in this house, in this room. Sorry. Oh, she just gave me that look like, Why not? So anybody got any comments? Anybody got any? Anybody want to debate me? I'm open for it. I'm not going to beat you up because you feel one way. I don't judge people. I do not judge people. I refuse to judge people. I'm not going to bash anybody. Hello, Miss Natalie Wolf. Yeah, I saw you earlier too. You look at my paranormal video games? Yeah, I haven't played them in a while. There's some new updates. I need to play those. The reason I haven't really been playing them on live on there is because I get halfway through the game, and then because our weak ass internet, it'll start buffering and stuff like that. Elizabeth's still there. Why your nose hair so long? My nose hair? I don't have any nose hair. Who are you talking to? I'm always yanking my nose hair. When it gets to the point it starts tickling my nose. Hell yeah. Anybody? Any comments? Remarks? Like I said, I do have a post up on my Twitter. If anybody wants to go over there, treat quote retweet quote the quote retweet thingy and tag some paranormal investigators that you know. Tag them. Tell them to come over here. Maybe they can help answer the question. Because honestly, I really don't know. I could come up with theories, but that's all I can do, folks. That's all I can do is come up with theories, and that's it. Because to be honest, I couldn't fathom why other paranormal groups are beating up other. Why is there a fight amongst us? Why is there a freaking fight? There's no reason for it. No reason. Why is my butt so hard? Because I sit on it. Speaking of butt, my butt hurts. I was using muscles yesterday. I didn't know. I forgot I had. And if you really think you got a strong debate, whatnot, I do have Zoom. I will pull it up, and you're more than welcome to come up. Now, I do want to give an update on one of the paranormal groups out there, South CAC, Dustin. I saw on Twitter that YouTube is finally working with him and is reinstating some of his videos. They're still trying to get his original YouTube channel up, but at least there's progress going there. Now, as far as the other lady that I was trying to help and whatnot, uh, the Moon Show, uh, Charmaine, I haven't heard a word. She's never gotten back to me or anything like that. You know, was my two shows about defending them and talking to YouTube had something to do with it? I don't know, and I don't care. I just need to make sure the word got out there. That's all I care. I'm not going to take credit. I don't want to take credit. If it helped, great. That the whole idea of doing it served a purpose. I don't care. I don't expect to get thanked. I don't expect anybody to say thank you for trying. I don't care. I don't care. I just want to see these people get their channels back, especially if I know the real reason why it was taken down in the first place. I'm waiting for somebody to ask me a legit question. Don't talk about my anatomy, especially if you live in the same house. Pea brain. She is a pea brain. Who? Huh. Did Colleen get his back? What do you mean, my back? Besides having an ego, which is probably the major reason why some of these people are arguing against each other, which is dumb as all get out. The first guys that lost his channel. No, he didn't get it back, his original channel, but he is getting a lot of his videos reinstated. At least that's the update that he put out. So that's good. Colin did get his channel back. Absolutely. Paranormal Files, absolutely. He got it back. It was kind of funny too because he got it back the day after I had did my live, and then a couple hours later he lost it, and then like 8 hours the next day he got it back again. So but yeah, he's got his up and running. Paranormal Files. He definitely got his channel running, and that's good. I'm very very happy. Again, I'm not taking any claim. I'm not going to take any kudos, and I don't expect to. I don't expect people to come to me and say, "Oh, thank you, Ghost Dog, for doing this." No, no, don't do that. Just be happy there was somebody out there willing to fight for you. You know, the only other person I know that truly got on a live stream and did an actual live was James the Fam. But I've always respected James the Fam. I love him. He's a great guy. I don't care about his status. He's just a good guy, period. He could be the richest man in the world. Wouldn't bother me whatsoever. He's just a good guy. Wow, I'm surprised there's 7 of you out there. Well, hello, 7. If you're just new to the channel, welcome. Welcome. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I haven't pushed that because I really don't care. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You never know what I'm going to do next. You never know what I do next because I don't do the same thing over and over again. The last couple of lives, yeah, I kind of had. Uh, but I'm not attacking. What I'm doing is I'm sticking up for them. I want to get to the truth because for me to do this show, it's got to bother me. And that's when I'll do a show about something like that, like this. It's got to bother me. Otherwise, it's hard. I'm hard pressed to get. I usually don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It doesn't involve me. Uh, I really won't do too much. I'll try, and that's about it. But things like this paranormal attacking each other, that bothers me because now you are involving me because I am a paranormal investigator. You know, so yes, it does. Why am I sticking up for and doing shows for these other people out there? Again, they're in the paranormal world, and just about anybody in the paranormal world, as far as I'm concerned, is family. You know, I like some of these people who go out there and try to say something's fake when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I would love to get James's opinion on this fighting. He's a busy man. I can't just reach out to him and say, "Hey, James, come on up here. Explain to everybody what your idea is." I would love to have that happen. That'd be cool as fuck. I'd love to get any of these bigger, respected paranormal groups that I absolutely respect. I'd love to have Collins come up here one time and talk about it, what he thinks about this family feud going on. Not because he's popular, just he's respected. I respect him. So let's see, 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. I think I'm gonna throw my other shorts on. They're thicker. I might run to the quick trip, grab me a gallon of chocolate milk. Man, anybody else getting a crave love chocolate milk? Anybody like chocolate milk? I love chocolate milk. I'm seriously thinking about going and getting a gallon. I get a gallon for Colleen, get a gallon for Sage, and get a gallon for me. I've never had Ovaltine. Never had Ovaltine. I've heard of it. I just never had it before. So what do you guys think? Who should? What should? What should I defend next? What kind of show would you guys like to see me do next? I'm up for suggestions. Remember, I will not bash other shows. I will not bash other people. If you keep that out of there for a show suggestion, I'll probably do it. I'm bored for right now. I'm bored, and I want to do more shows because believe it or not, I'm starting to get people to come back. Thank God. Anybody? And believe me, I do my research before I get up here and just start blasting off the top of my head. I do my research. Any suggestions out there? Just kind of waiting on you folks to see if anybody responds. Is there a cause I should get into? I guess let's ask it that way. Is there a general cause? Because basically my shows are kind of seeing what the talk is on quick trip, TikTok or uh, Twitter, and see what people are bitching about or what wrongdoing is being done. Especially if I know about it. Those are the causes I'll jump in on. One thing I am going to tell you an update. I don't know. I don't have a date when it will be published or put out, but I am going to be doing a lot more. How about a pro? How about to protect children on the drag queen shows in America? What? What? Are you serious? That shit really happening? What's happening? I could say a lot of stuff about that. I'm actually thinking about doing a whole show, and I might lose a few uh, viewers, and I might gain some viewers. But I'm going to tell you right now, when I do the show, I'm not doing it for a side. I'm doing my opinion, and it's going to be a scientific based opinion. And that's this whole I identify as crap. Uh, my personal opinion, I don't give a fuck what you identify yourself as. You could identify yourself as a turd. Doesn't phase me. What gets me is when you try to push your agenda and try to come up with BS reasoning why it's so important. It's not important. Nobody cares. Nobody cared in the beginning. The only reason you're getting so much attention is because you keep pushing it in our face. Don't push that shit in our face. We don't care what you do. We don't care what you identify yourself as. We simply don't care. It's when you start pushing yourself and making it sound like, oh my God, the world's going to go upside down if you don't say something, or people refuse to identify you. You know, you're saying you're wearing a beard, got a mustache, you have no breasts, no genitalia that swings between your legs, and you want to say you're a woman and walk into a woman's bathroom when there's a little kid that just walked in, you got a problem. You got a problem. I don't care what you identify yourself as. No. If I see a full grown man walk into a bathroom after one of my daughters went in there, in a public bathroom, yeah, I'll be damned. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to straighten his ass out. And I don't give a fuck if he's screaming top of his lung. I identify as a woman. I identify as a woman. I don't give a fuck. If I reach between your legs and start yanking on your stick, you ain't no woman. Words are words. Physical is everything else. And I'm going to tell you a secret, folks. When you die and you're buried and your body disintegrates and your skeleton's the only thing there, to this day, there's only two identifications of skeletons, male or female. So when you say I am this, or you're claiming to identify, my question would be is when you're dead and buried and your body, skin and guts all deteriorate and there's a skeleton, what type of skeleton are you going to have? Because there's only two types. Only two. Only two, folks. Male or female. And there's a huge difference in between them. That's the question I'll ask you. And then once I get that answer, that's what I'm going to acknowledge you as. If you push me. Well, otherwise, what you identify as, I don't give a fuck. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Just don't try to push it. Yep. But they were, so do I. They're called hermaphrodites. But even hermaphrodites have a dominant side. It's either going to be female or it's going to be male. And you only can figure that out is by looking at the skeleton structure. They're called hermaphrodites. I know about hermaphrodites because I used to work with one. Her name was Ginger. She was 6 foot tall and grew a beard. But she was all woman. And she had male parts, but she also had female parts as well. And she drank like a frickin' sailor. But it doesn't make a difference what you're born with. You're born with sticks, you're born with a breast, doesn't make a damn difference. It's what your skeleton structure is going to tell me what you truly were or are. You want to get specific? I'll get specific. And I got science to back me up on that. Yeah, this whole identity thing is getting way out of hand. And people are starting to fight back. There's people that just hide that, and they have every right. If they're embarrassed, they're embarrassed. I have no problem. Again, I have no problem what you want to identify yourself. I have no problem what your sexual relationship wants to be. What's that got to do with me? I'm not the judge. I have no right to judge you. That is not my job. The only person in the world, and he's not even from the world, he or she is not even from this world, has that right. Not me. All I ask you is don't try to convince me otherwise. I lean to scientific facts, and that's just the way it is. I'll respect you, but don't try to convince me you are when science says otherwise. I've never had that kind of surprise, though, Elizabeth. Never had that kind of surprise. Mine were either males or females, straight up. No ifs, ands. There was no surprises. But like I said, I know a hermaphrodite. Her name is Ginger. She lives in Hawaii. She's 6 foot something. She's a big, big woman. And everybody identifies her as a woman. But she's got a big stick and she can grow a beard better than me. And that's sad that people judged her. That I don't like people doing. I don't like people judging people because they want to feel like something. And the problem is, we never did that. We don't judge you. You pushed us to judge you. A lot of people don't know about that. No, you pushed us to judge you. If you haven't pushed your agenda, we wouldn't have gave a damn. Because before this year and last year, people were doing it all the time. Nobody gave a damn. There have been gay people in this world since, who knows, Caesar's time. Nobody gave a damn. And so when you start talking about it, start pushing your agenda, and making people give a damn, what do you think is going to happen? I know a lot of gay people, homosexual men. I know a lot of homosexual women. So what? They're good people. We got a real good friend on here that comes on once in a while. She was a he. Straight up. She'll tell you that straight out. But she felt that she was a woman and she's done everything she could possibly do to be a woman. And I respect her for that. Even though I know scientifically she's still a male. Oh, you ought to be, you ought to, you ought to stick around here. We go through toilet paper like no one's business. It's to the point now I actually grab a roll and stick it in my room that will sit here for 3 or 4 weeks. This house is nuts. But then again, I live with a bunch of women. But yeah, like I said, I don't give a fuck what you want to identify yourself, and I'm not going to judge you. And I'm a pastor, and I still don't give a fuck. Because the good book tells you straight out, it's not your job. It is not your judge to judge people unless you want to be judged yourself. Never judge a person unless you want to be judged yourself. Best quote in the world. Because nobody's perfect. Nobody. I don't give a damn who you are. Nobody's perfect. That's some rough toilet paper. You got a hard ass. You know, the way I think, the way I talk about stuff and whatnot, you will always find out I'm not judging anybody. I will look at both sides. That's why you will never catch me in a group, or as I like to say, in a pen. I'm not a sheep. I don't follow anybody. I follow my own drum. I drum my own drum, and I follow my own drum. And that's all there is to it. I don't give a damn if you believe this or believe that. I got friends that are 1,000% no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Democrat, Democrat, liberal, feminist person, 100%. And I'm good friends. I'm a Republican, and think of common sense, and we're still good friends because I'm not going to judge her. I don't do that to people. And I very rarely give my opinion, too. Unless I say I back it up with my theory, my opinion only. I'm not supporting anybody. I don't support people when it comes to judging other people. I don't want anything to do with it. What I give you is facts. Stuff that you can look up online yourself. And I'm not talking, I was arguing. We have fun debates once in a while. And she was trying to quote, well, it's on this, and this. I said, yeah, but where'd you get your information from? Well, it's online. I said, yes, but who wrote the article? Who wrote the article? Was it non-biased or was it biased? And 99% of the time, you'll find it was bias. And they're claiming that as fact. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because your bias, I could turn around and have my bias, and you'll just go back to square one. I'm the non-biased. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about what group is what group. I don't support anybody except for the group of fathers that are beating the hell out of pedals and rapists. Yeah, I'll get in that group in a heartbeat. You leave the women alone, for Christ's sake. I don't care if the woman's 10 feet tall, stronger than Godzilla, and can beat the hell out of me. She's still a woman. I'm going to protect her. I have my ways I was growing up, and that's all there is to it. I'm not adjusting that much. I'll respect, but I'll still have my personal opinions, and I usually keep them to myself. Like I always say, if it doesn't involve me, I really don't care. I really don't. And it calls down to judgments. I'm not going to judge anybody. Now, there's some stuff I will put out there, and I feel like I'm judging. Well, it's because it's backed up by other people. Like, for instance, I put a post out there about Biden. I hate Biden with a passion. He should not have ever gotten out there. He should have never been president. How? Well, I kind of know how he got it. Because, first of all, Biden isn't our president. There's somebody else pulling his strings that's really running the world. Because nobody that crazy had to get tobacco? Wow. Uh, even a Democrat is not that crazy to hire somebody to be our president as doofus as this guy is. It's just no. The guy didn't even have anything to lean on. Or at least, I'm not saying I'm a Trump supporter, but at least Trump had some idea what was going on, and he stuck to his gun. Now, were they fact? Were they good? No, not all of them. I'll be the first to tell you that. He came in, did his job, what he was hired, and then, as far as I'm concerned, the first 2 years he could have been out. After that, she just got rid of him. He did what we needed done. And then after that, he could have left. I didn't care for him anymore. Hell, there was other guys I would have voted for. I just see a pattern going on, and it's really sad. And like somebody said, yeah, it was like, oh, the Republicans are in there, and now they're controlling this and that. It's like, it ain't going to make a goddamn bit of difference. Washington's not going to ever do anything to any of these people. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do anything about it. What's the big thing now? This COVID deal. They're going on about this COVID. Why are you even spending taxpayers' money talking about it, fighting about it, when nothing's going to happen? Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's going to get fined. Nobody's getting fired. I don't care how much truth has been exposed. It ain't going to make a damn bit of difference. All you're doing up there in Washington is spending our money. Your money. You know what they're doing? In a way, I guess they are doing something. They're showing just how corrupt Washington really is. So when the voting things come up again, you might want to take all that into factor. And we need to scrub Washington. That's all there is to it. I mean, really scrub. There's maybe what, 5 people, legitimately good 5 people up there, Democrat and Republican side. There are at least only 5 that can stay, should stay, but the rest of them, hundreds of them, they need to be scrubbed. We need a new system up there because this one is killing us as Americans. It's killing us. I don't know how anybody getting sick and tired, getting dizzy watching the fuel prices going up this way, down this way, up this way every day. It's boom, 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 and we're not talking a couple cents, folks. We're talking 5, 10, 15 cents every day. It's changes. Anybody else getting tired of that shit? Anybody getting tired of watching that? Like, oh, what's it going to be today? What's it going to be? Let's roll the dice, Yeah, I fell for it. I was telling Colleen, I said, hey, gas prices down to, what was it, 309. I said, it's finally coming down. Well, I made a mistake because the very next day was 319. So you can't even do back what we used to do back in the old days. Yeah, we saw prices rise. Yeah, they always rise. Inflation and stuff like that. But it didn't rise 10, 15, 20 cents overnight. And there's no reason for it. Hello, Miss Donna. How you doing? How you doing? Uh, it's just crazy. There's no reason. There really is no reason for it. When they did that big dump here a month ago, all they did that was because they were looking for something. And you saw what happened. I told you guys it's going up. This summer, it's really going to go up. Yeah, it's getting sad. Now, one thing I am happy about to say. Oh yeah, that's. Have you not known? There's only one person who has not made money that I know of in my lifetime who has never made money or got richer from being in Washington, elected as an official, elected official in Washington. Only one person has never made money. He actually lost money when he was in up there in Washington. But everybody else, if you get hired as a Congress, senator, or whatever, before your term is up, in the first year or two, you're going to be a multimillionaire. You're going to be a multimillionaire. No ifs, no ands. It's just like the rule. And the problem is, they don't get paid that. Anybody know what a congressperson gets paid per year? Anybody know what a Congress? I have no idea. What does Congress get paid? I don't give a shit about their lifetime benefits. I just want to know what they get paid. Let's look this up. All right. The highest price I can see is 224, $226,000 a year. Well, I'm just going by the highest price. It vary from there. So basically $200,000, roughly $200,000. Right here, Vice President 255, Senators, House Representatives 174, Resident Commissioner from Puerto Rico 170. We paid somebody in Puerto Rico. President pro tempore of the state 193. Majority Leader, Minor Leader of the state 193. Majority Leader, Minor Leader of the House of Representatives 193. Speaker of the House 223,000. Okay, it would take 5 years for them to make 1 million and not spend a cent. Think about this, folks. It would take at least 5 years to make $1 million and not having to spend a cent to be make 1 million. But yet every single congressman, representative, leaders are multimillionaires within the first 2 years. So the stupid statement that I see people say out there is, oh, they're just lining pockets. It's common sense. Of course they're lining their pockets. You really think they're up there trying to do something? No. They're doing what they can do to line their pockets. How else do you become a multimillionaire being paid only $223,000? That's the Speaker of the House, by the way. $200,000. How are you going to be a multimillionaire in 2 years? Just making that as a deal. Yeah. Yeah, we get paid. We have to pay taxes on top of our taxes. That's just stupid. I did not. I'll be honest. I did not know that. We are paying taxes on top of taxes we're paying. Anybody knew that? We're being taxed for the tax that we got taken out, basically. Yeah, I did not know. I didn't think we were that fucked up. I really did not know we were that fucked up. But we're literally paying taxes on taxes we're paying. I'm like, how the fuck does that work? How the fuck does that work? I don't think anything's 12% anymore. I think that went out the door a long time ago. You know one thing here, it doesn't say how much a president makes. It tells you the vice president, but it doesn't tell you what the president. Huh. It's just stupid what's going on out here. And we let it happen. We let it happen. All because of the initial that's behind their in front of their name. If the initial matches their preference, they don't care. We don't they don't care. He's got a D behind his name. Hire him. Don't tell me what he's about. I don't give a fuck. He's got a D. Hire him. He's got an R. Hire them. Don't talk to me about his values. Don't tell me what he supports and doesn't support. I don't care. He's got an R behind his name, in front of his name. Hire him. That's what we're doing nowadays. That's how Obama got elected. Had nothing to do with this his his ideas or his plans or anything. It had nothing to do with that. Obama and anybody that knows it and knows anything about history and knows what happened there, that was a strictly America's Got Idol, American Idol. That's how he got elected. It was American Idol style of election. Nobody gave a damn, checked into what he was about. Nobody. Nobody. And you'd be really surprised. And I'm not going to say too much about it, but I want to say to you this. You all talk about racism. You might want to check thesis on some of these people. What their thesis was in college and university. You might be in for a shock. Non-taxable travel account in 19,000 for entertainment. Huh? I don't get into that tax shit. That's why I stay away from it as much as possible. I do what I gotta do, and that's all there is to it. Period. One thing I did not know, I saw this last night. I almost dropped a mess in my bed last night. You know that uh, airplane that Biden's riding around? Do you know how much that cost us? Does anybody know how much that Air Force One costed us for Biden? Anybody? Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Just give me a guess. How much do you think the Air Force One costed us for Biden? Because you know every president gets a brand new Air Force One. Just take a guess. I mean, literally, throw some numbers out there. Don't look it up though. Not that crazy. No, you're way under. You're talking pocket change. How about 8 billion? Yes, folks, with the B, $8 billion for Air Force One that Biden rides around. 8 billion with the B. 8 billion. That's not what, 300 million dollars for each person in the United States, including kids. We need a big scrub brush, folks. 8 billion. If you're good at math, divide 8 billion by 327 million. Divide 8 billion by 327 million. I don't think my calculator goes that high. That's how much each one of us in America could have gotten if you guys figured that calculation out. Anybody figure that out? All right. It costed 8 billion with a B for Air Force 1. There are 327 million people in the United States. How much money out of the 8 billion could 327 million people have gotten out of 8 billion? Is it 327 million divided by 8 billion? Is that how that works? I suck at math. I'll be the first to tell you guys that. I suck at math. If it wasn't for calculators, I'd be fucked. That's why I always laugh at these billionaires out there. Even Oprah. Yeah, I'm going to include her. Oprah, too. They're multi billionaires. They literally. No, no, no. You got to divide it. 8 billion. But what I was saying about Oprah and them, and the billionaires, they literally only need to take $327 million out of their billions, which is basically pocket change, and give every American in the United States $1 million. Now that would show a good person. And they could do it as a tax write off. Every person in America could receive 300 and 327 million people in America could receive $1 million out of these billionaires. Yet people get so excited that, oh, Bill Gates bought a classroom, brand new computers. Whoop dee doo. Whoop dee doo. Give every person $1 million, we could buy our own damn computers. I just. Elon Musk, you're a cool guy. Tomorrow, have your people send out a check, $1 million check to every American in the United States. That, or basically just empty your pockets. Well, the thing is, they will still be multi billionaires if they gave every person $1 million. Or even better yet, let me ask this question. How many billionaires live in the U.S.? In California, oh my God. In California alone, they're going by states. There are 189 billionaires. Just in California alone. Ask me what state you're from, and I'll tell you how many billionaires you have in your state. In California alone, they have 189 billionaires. Louisiana. They don't have it. The states that they have, they only have the. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Okay, here we go. There are 927 billionaires. 927 billionaires in the United States alone. Just the United States. There are 927 billionaires. Billion with a B, not millionaires, billionaires. Jesus Christ. Where's my freaking calculator? 927 divided by 1 million. How much is that? I don't know where the calculator thing is on this. Let me check here. Okay, hold on. Found it. All right. 927 divided by 1 million. That's 100,000, 10, 100. Hold on. Did I do, let's try this the other way. If every billionaire in the United States, 927, wanted to get together and give $1 million to every person in the United States, including themselves, they would only have to give $1,079. $1,079. You know damn well they have that probably as dust under the refrigerator. Oh, it's just nuts. $1,079 for every billionaire in the United States is all they have to donate to a pot so every American would get $1 million. Hello, Miss Canadian. It's just, first of all, I didn't know there were that many freaking billionaires in the United States alone. 927 billionaires in the United States alone. And if all the billionaires were to get together to give every American $1 million, a one time paycheck, $1 million, it would cost those 927 billionaires $1,000, $1,079. That's it. And like I said, that's not even pocket change. That's dust under the refrigerator. It is insane. It is. And this was from 2021. So it's gone up since then. Wow. Oh my God. But even one billionaire were to give $1 million, it would only cost them $327 million. $370 million out of their billions. I'll tell you what, if there was one billionaire that did that, he would be president. He'd be recognized as the most generous person in the world ever, history. Well, uh, I could tell you exactly. Oh, come on. I would say at least 400 in Washington alone. At least 400 in Washington alone. I'm not talking Washington State. I'm talking Washington the city. I don't know who that is then. Oh shit. My voice is starting to crack. Yeah. You want to try something? I wonder how many people, and spread the word to do it. Make up something, petition or something like that, and ask Elon Musk with all your billions. It would only cost you $327 million to give $1 million to every person. Would you do it? If everybody would tweet that out and put his name and tag him in it, I wonder, would he do it? Would Elon Musk fork up $327 million just so every American in the United States got $1 million? Something to do, right? It'd be fun just to get the reaction, see what people would do. And if he did it, his fame would go through the frickin' roof. Yeah, I know, but it'd be fun to ask, and if you get a whole bunch of people ask the same question, would he be willing to give every American $1 million, costing $327 million? Would he be willing to give up $327 million out of his billions to every American on one check? Would he do it? Now the next question is, if you guys are into math, what what would you actually take home? So what is the percentage that the government would take out of 1 million? And one Canadian. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. The government. So what would be taxable? What would the tax be on $1 million? Anybody out there that smart? Because I can tell you, in this household alone, there's one, two, three, four, five people. That'd be $5 million. I think we could live very comfortably with that much money. All right, let me see. What would be the tax on a million? Okay, it's 37%. 37%. So let me bring my calculator back up. Every American with after 37% would receive $630,000. Yes, 37%. That's what I just did. Every American would receive $630,000. Even with that, I think people could live very comfortable. Very comfortable. Now, do you want to know why they'll never do it? Here's the reason why. Because if every American received $1 million, I would say comfortably, I would comfortably would say 90% plus of every worker in America would quit their job. Has nothing to do with control. Is that 90% of Americans would quit their job overnight. That's why billionaires can't do what they would do that. They just wouldn't do it. That's why they can't do it. It'd be nice, but they wouldn't do it. They can't do it. They can't do it unless they want to shut down America, or in that, for that matter, shut down the world. Have one billionaire give every American $1 million, even though, even though they can more than afford it. It would shut down the world. Just one billionaire could shut down the entire world, and that's simply giving $1 million to every American in the United States. You know, people talk about policies and stuff like that shutting down the world and whatnot. No, it just needs one billionaire. Just one billionaire could shut down the entire world. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Hello to the new people coming in. I greatly appreciate it. My name is Will Stiles. First time here. This is what I like to do. I like to talk, bump heads, and I only talk facts that I can look up. If I can't look it up, I will not go by it. I will not spread it or anything like that. Now, speaking about millionaires and everything else, who's up for me doing tomorrow my my 50-50? It's been a while since I've done it. Who'd be up for a good game? If we could get a lot of people in there, somebody could make a lot of money. I haven't done it in a while. Every time I do it, somebody wins. Do a 50-50 game. Yeah, it'll be in the evening. It'll be in the evening. around 7 o'clock is when I usually do it. It'll go for about 2 hours, hour, depending on how many people. And like I said, the way it works, literally, I'll show you guys. This is my 50-50. Okay, and it's easy. It's a lot of fun, and there's always a winner. Always a winner. I've done it 4 or 5 times. It helps me out, and like I said, it could really help you out. It's $1 a wedge, up to $20, up to 20 wedges. Per person, and that's it. That's the limit, the cap. And if we could get a whole bunch of people up there, you'd be surprised. With one wedge, you can win the whole damn thing. I've seen it done multiple times. So it doesn't matter. Somebody comes in there and buys 20 wedges, and then you only can afford one wedge. You get this. I'll never win because I only got one wedge. I only can afford one wedge, and here you got other people with 20 wedges. It doesn't mean crap. It really doesn't mean crap. Because the wheel that I use, it's not biased. It doesn't care how many wedges you got up there. It spins it and it stops by itself. So if we can get enough people together, $20 has been usually our biggest winnings because I'm basically getting started. So if you guys are up for it, tomorrow 7 o'clock, I'll start it. We'll run it for a couple hours so you can go because I understand people got to eat and get stuff done. It's paid through 3 different ways. You can pay through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Those are the 3 things. And I usually have my phone and show you guys right there. And as soon as you win, I have a winner in here. A couple winners actually. As soon as the wheel spins, and if it wins on your name, within 5 minutes you get your money. You get your winnings. I don't hold back. There is no substitute or anything like that. So that's how you do a buy in for a wedge, and you go. It is fun. It really is fun, Donna. It really really is fun. And if we get more people, I mean, look at that one time. Uh, I think it was JoJo, Ghost Mafia, and whatnot had done something similar. They're trying to raise money for something, and so they did something like the 50-50. And Cash and Cabby came in, and I think he only threw like a buck in, and it turned out there was a lot of people there, and he won 200 and some odd dollars on a dollar pay in. So it can be done, folks. And I always look at it this way: depending on how much money you got and what you can afford, you're only wasting a buck. You get 100 people to put a buck in, yeah, it adds up. So, anyways, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that garbage. So, get the word out. Tomorrow we're going to do that. I'll make sure I put a post up tomorrow so everybody sees it. I am going to get my butt out of here, folks. My voice is really starting to crack up. Been out for 3 hours. My feet are probably swollen beyond my belief. And I got to go find me something to munch on. Thank you very, very much. All right, folks, I want you all to stay safe, stay blessed. Definitely keep it between the lines. You guys got any suggestions for me to defend or talk about? Throw it at me. DM me. Tweet me. We'll take care of it. Until then, I love you guys.